Hello everyone, my name is Adam Sanfilippo, and today I'm going to show you how to change a car tire. Before you start doing anything, you need to make sure you have all your tools. First tool is the tire iron. Your next tool is the jack. You also need a spare tire, and it's handy to have the manual for the car as well. The first step is to loosen the bolts using the tire iron. You want to make sure to do this with the wheel on the ground, because if the wheel is off the ground and you try to loosen the bolts, all it will do is spin the tire and you won't loosen the bolts at all. It's easier to loosen the bolts using your whole body weight. Loosen all the bolts on the tire, but make sure that they stay on, as you don't want the tire to fall off. Once the bolts are loose on the tire, it's now time to raise the car using the jack. In order to find your car's specific jacking point, you should consult your car's manual. Once your jack is in place, it's time to raise the car. You should try to have the tire at least 6 inches off the ground. Once you do have the tire 6 inches off the ground, you can finish removing the bolts and remove the tire. The spare tire should only be used in case of emergencies and only temporarily. They're not made to go at high speeds or for long distances. If you're having trouble putting the spare tire on the car, you can always use the guide peg as a reference. Once the spare is on the car, it's time to replace the bolts. Once the bolts are on finger tight, it's time to lower the car. When securing the bolts to the spare tire, you want to do so in a star-like fashion. Using the same leverage as we did before, we're going to secure the bolts as tightly as possible. Once you've secured all 5 bolts, you should collect everything and head to the nearest service station. Prior to filming, I asked my fellow classmates if they had any questions regarding how to change a car tire. Most of them were answered during the demonstration, however there were a few that weren't. The first one, asked by Rachel, was, do you have to call the police if you pull over to the side of the road to change a car tire? If you have the materials on hand, you do not need to call the police. You can change the car tire yourself. If you do not have the materials, you can call the police, or you could also call a service station and they'll send someone to help. The next question asked by Katie is, if you can't place the jack correctly, can you not change the tire at all? It's not advised to raise the car if you can't place the jack on a level surface. It's very easy for the car to slip out and cause damage to the car and possibly yourself. Cheryl asked, if you don't have a car jack, what can you do? If you don't have a car jack, you can't really do anything about having a flat tire. You need to have roadside assistance help you. Cheryl also asked, how far can I travel on a flat tire before it's too dangerous? The answer is you should never travel on a flat tire, as it can cause major damage to the rest of the car. And with that, there's no more questions. Thank you very much for watching my video, and I hope you learned something new.